Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so sorry it's been a few days. I don't even know how long it's been since my last video. I had some issues at home that I had to kind of figure out, and it messed up my whole schedule. So normally I go to bed very late. My daughter goes to bed around 11 or midnight, and then I come in my closet and I make these videos. And I pray, I spend time with God, and then I go to bed. Lately, I've been going to bed at like 2 a.m. It's terrible, right? And I know God's been nudging me to get up earlier, start my day off stronger, start it off better. And recently, I live with my in-laws, and they have two big dogs. They have a German Shepherd and a Pit Bull mix, and they need exercise. And the German Shepherd gets very anxious and he barks, and it's just been very, very stressful. And I was playing with them during the day and it was helping, but then it got too hot. So I was just praying about it the other day, and God told me, get up early in the morning as soon as the sun rises, before my husband has to go to work, and go walk the dogs. And I knew that that's what I needed to do, but I wanted to get up earlier in the morning, but not at 5:30. I was thinking more like 8 or 9, because normally I get up around like 11, typically lately. And so I was like, oh man, I have to get up so early because my husband usually has to leave work around 7. So I need at least an hour to walk them because I have to walk them separate. They're too big. I can't walk them at the same time, so I have to walk one and then the other. So when God told me that, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I waited one day. I don't know why. There was a reason why I waited a day. I don't remember. I think mentally I was just preparing. I don't know. And then the next day I did it. And there's something so great about starting your day outside, walking, exercising, just being outside. It's such a great way to start your day. And I've been reading this book about like health and stuff, and it says that your best time for sleep is to follow, the circadian rhythm or whatever. It's with the sun. When the sun rises in the morning, you should be getting up. And in the evening, you should be going to bed around, the book said like 9 or 10 is like an ideal time, like between 9 and like 3 a.m. or something like that is your body's like doing something that's like the best time to sleep, is in that like kind of window, and to get up in the morning when the sun's coming up, or so. It's been 3 days now since I've gotten up early, and it's been an adjustment. And I realized that I can't be staying up after my daughter goes to bed, and praying and reading. I can still pray sometimes, but making these videos after she goes to bed is just going to be too difficult. I'm going to be too tired. So I need to go to bed like when she goes to bed. So I'm here in the morning. You can tell my hair's not all messy yet and frizzy. So I walked the dogs this morning. I took a shower. I got ready, and it's almost 8 a.m. right now. So this is very different for me. So please be patient with me as I adjust my schedule each day. But this is something I've been praying about. I've been telling God, like, hey, the lifestyle I'm living right now is just not working for me. It's not helping me. It's making me feel bad. I don't want to keep getting up this late. I want to get up earlier. I want to start my day with exercise. The dogs are driving me nuts because I'm home all day with them and they're like anxious, the German Shepherd is. And it's just like, it's not my house, so there's only so much I can do with him. And it's just, it's been really stressful. My anxiety and like my what's it called? My nervous system has just been like shot lately because have you ever listened to a German Shepherd bark and bark and bark and bark all day long? It's like the bark is so loud. It's like my nervous system was like shot. I was like crying every day. I almost had a panic attack the other day because I was just like so overloaded. And I was just like, God, I can't do this. And he told me, get up and walk them. Start your day that way. So that's what I've been doing, and it's great. I mean, you hear people say that all the time. Oh yeah, you should start your day with exercise. You should start your day off outside or this or that, get up early. But it's like deep down that, yeah, those people are right. But your flesh is like, no, sleep in, it feels good to sleep in. It feels good to do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm trying to get my flesh under control and have my flesh quit running the show. So I've been praying about that, and God's helping me and guiding me and showing me and I've actually been asking him that, hey, show me exactly kind of how to change my lifestyle, how my day should be, how it should look more like. Guide me, and he's doing it. So, but what's also important is, I'm listening to what he's saying and I'm applying what he's saying, because God's not going to tell you, oh, hey, get up, 5-6 hours than you normally do and go take the dogs for a walk. If, he's not going to just tell me that just to tell me that. It's going to be for my best interest. And it's been helping. The dogs have been calmer during the day. They're adjusting. I'm adjusting. My daughter's adjusting because she's also getting up earlier. Not, I haven't woken her up yet, but, she's used to waking up at 11 with me. So now she's getting up at 8:30. So, yes, it's an adjustment, guys. But I have God. He's giving me strength. And it's only been 3 days, but I'm already wow, this is so much better. This is such a better way to start my day. So much better. Highly recommend it. Get outside. Anyways, let's get into today's chapters. I don't think that I read these chapters yet. Like I said, it's been a very hectic week, dealing with the dogs and my schedule change, and it's just been really, really difficult. And I don't think I've read these chapters. So let's get into it and read them together.
Therefore there was a division again among the Jews because of these sayings, and many of them said, "He has a demon and is mad. Why do you listen to him?" Others said, "These are not the words of one who has a demon. Can a demon open the eyes of the blind?" Now it was the feast of dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter. And Jesus walked in the temple, in Solomon's porch. Then the Jews surrounded him and said to him, "How long do you keep us in doubt? If you are the Christ, tell us plainly." Jesus answered them, "I told you, and you do not believe. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But you do not believe, because you are not of my sheep, as I said to you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. My Father, who has given them to me, is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one." Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. Jesus answered them, "Many good works I have shown you from my Father. For which of those works do you stone me?" The Jews answered him, saying, "For a good work we do not stone you, but for blasphemy, and because you, being a man, make yourself God." Jesus answered them, "Is it not written in your law, I said, you are gods?" If he called them gods, to whom the word of God came, and the scripture cannot be broken, do you say of him whom the Father sanctified and sent into the world, "You are blaspheming, because I said, I am the Son of God"? If I do not do the works of my Father, do not believe me. But if I do, though you do not believe me, believe the works, that you may know and believe that the Father is in me, and I in him. Therefore they sought again to seize him, but he escaped out of their hand. And he went away again beyond the Jordan, to the place where John was baptizing at first, and there he stayed. Then many came to him and said, "John performed no sign, but all the things that John spoke about this man were true." And many believed in him there. Now a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary who anointed the Lord with fragrant oil and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, "Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick." When Jesus heard that, he said, "This sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God may be glorified through it." Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So, when he heard that he was sick, he stayed 2 more days in the place where he was. Then after this he said to the disciples, "Let us go to Judea again." The disciples said to him, "Rabbi, lately the Jews sought to stone you, and are you going there again?" Jesus answered, "Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble, because he sees the light of this world. But if one walks in the night, he stumbles, because the light is not in him." These things he said, and after that he said to them, "Our friend Lazarus sleeps, but I go that I may wake him up." Then his disciples said, "Lord, if he sleeps, he will get well." However, Jesus spoke of his death, but they thought that he was speaking about taking rest in sleep. Then Jesus said to them plainly, "Lazarus is dead, and I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, that you may believe. Nevertheless, let us go to him." Then Thomas, who was called the Twin, said to his fellow disciples, "Let us also go, that we may die with him." So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles away, and many of the Jews had joined the women around Martha and Mary to comfort them concerning their brother. Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary was sitting in the house. Now Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you." Jesus said to her, "Your brother will rise again." Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day." Jesus said to her, "I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whoever lives and believes in me shall never die. Do you believe this?" She said to him, "Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is to come into the world." And when she had said these things, she went her way and secretly called Mary her sister, saying, "The teacher has come and is calling for you." As soon as she heard that, she arose quickly and came to him. Now Jesus had not yet come into the town, but was in the place where Martha met him. Then the Jews who were with her in the house, and comforting her, when they saw that Mary rose up quickly and went out, followed her, saying, "She is going to the tomb to weep there." Then, when Mary came where Jesus was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Therefore, when Jesus saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her weeping, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled. And he said, where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. Then the Jews said, "See how he loved him." And some of them said, "Could not this man, who opened the eyes of the blind, also have kept this man from dying?" Then Jesus, again groaning in himself, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of him who was dead, said to him, "Lord, by this time there is a stench, for he has been dead 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not say to you that if you would believe, you would see the glory of God?" Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead man was lying. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me. But because of the people who are standing by, I said this, that they may believe that you sent me." Now when he had said these things, he cried with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth." And he who had died came out, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Loose him and let him go." Then many of the Jews who had come to Mary and had seen the things Jesus did believed in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them the things Jesus did. Then the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered a council and said, "What shall we do? For this man works many signs. If we let him alone like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and nation." And one of them, Caiaphas, being high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all, nor do you consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and not that the whole nation should perish." Now this he did not say on his own authority, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the nation, and not for that nation only, but also that he would gather together in one the children of God who were scattered abroad. Then, from that day on, they plotted to put him to death. Therefore Jesus no longer walked openly among the Jews, but went from there into the country near the wilderness, to a city called Ephraim, and there remained with his disciples. And the Passover of the Jews was near, and many went from the country up to Jerusalem before the Passover, to purify themselves. Then they sought Jesus, and spoke among themselves as they stood in the temple, "What do you think, that he will not come to the feast?" Now both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a command, that if anyone knew where he was, he should report it, that they might seize him. Then, 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, who had been dead, whom he had raised from the dead. There they made him a supper, and Martha served, but Lazarus was one of those who sat at the table with him. Then Mary took a pound of very costly oil of spikenard, anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, who would betray him, said, "Why was this fragrant oil not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and had the money box, and he used to take what was put in it. But Jesus said, "Let her alone. She has kept this for the day of my burial. For the poor you have with you always, but me you do not have always." Now a great many of the Jews knew that he was there, and they came, not for Jesus' sake only, but that they might also see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. But the chief priests plotted to put Lazarus to death also, because on account of him, many of the Jews went away and believed in Jesus.
It's so wild that that's the story that was in today's chapters. So last night, my husband got home from work and put on that movie, the animated movie. It's new, called the King of Kings, I believe. And we're watching it, and there's a scene about him raising Lazarus from the dead. And I'm watching it. My husband's asking me a question, and I'm like, I don't think I've read that part of the Bible yet. Like, and I remember that piece like really stuck out for me in that movie, because I was like, I really don't think I've read that part yet. And what are the chances that that's the Bible, the chapters today? That's so crazy. That's such a fascinating story. Especially too because there was another person named Lazarus recently in the Bible where he, I don't know, what was he, like homeless or something? And Jesus like healed him of his like eyes or something. I don't remember. I didn't realize there was two different ones, but anyways, yeah, we watched that movie last night. I didn't watch like all of it because I was like doing stuff, but the pieces I did watch, it was cute. I was a little like bummed that they were like, I mean, you're never gonna get things perfect, but I did feel like there were some things that didn't match. Like they were taking stuff from the Bible like exactly, but then there was like little things that they did that I was kind of like, I don't know that they should have done that. But overall, it was a good movie. It was cute. I think it's a cute movie for, like kids and stuff. But, like with everything, you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. Nothing's ever gonna be perfect. No show or movie, is gonna be perfect when it comes to the Bible, because, there's a lot of things that isn't talked about, like details, like that's the first time I've seen, in the Bible so far where it said Jesus wept. At least as far as I know, like in that situation, like he felt compassion and empathy for everyone being so sad about Lazarus dying. And it's so sweet, you know? Anyways, well, I'm starving and it's very strange. Like I'm adjusting to my day being this way. So just bear with me as I figure this out. But I hope everyone's having a good week. It's the end of the week already. It's crazy. So I will see you guys in 2 days for some more chapters. Bye.